I've got my chocolate hat on. My Kristen, I did that. Okay, so the chocolate colored hat. And besides the horticulture world, I got my degree in horticulture, internationally certified as a pond instructor. But I've also have, about 3 years ago, I put on this chocolate hat. I work about 60, 70 hours a week. And so it's like, when do you have time to do this? Well, I've always been a big proponent of keeping healthy, and in the past I've ran about 50 marathons. Never started a marathon that I didn't finish, so I'm really big into health. About 8 years ago, has anybody ever heard of Tony Robbins, the motivational speaker?
Yeah.
Okay. The last day of his Unleash the Power Within. In fact, it was interesting. Oprah, she was walking barefooted last year on these hot, fiery coals. That was his trademark event. So at that particular event that he does, he actually talks on the last day about turning vegan and alkalizing the body and so on. So after having run a lot of marathons, just trying to keep myself in relative health, I noticed that the body at about 50, my body started to show signs of stress and aging. And one of them was I had this bad arthritis.
I can't even remember.
Yeah. Well, one of the things was my arthritis pain in my right shoulder. It was funny. I would go out to give estimates to potential clients. I'd have my scratch pad here, and I'd have to like go down like this, and because I'm such a health nut, I don't even take aspirin or anything. So I was like writing like this, and people look a little funny and say, "Yeah, I'm working through a sore shoulder." And so about 3 years ago, I was at the Long Beach Convention Center, and I saw this booth. I was at a wellness expo, just going up and down the booths, and I saw a sign that said "Healthy Chocolate," and I thought, "Come on, what?
Oxymoron.
Yeah, how could there possibly be a healthy chocolate?" And so I went up to the lady and I said, "How could there possibly be a healthy chocolate? I mean, you're talking to Mr. Health here." And she said, "Well, what's your question from?" I said, "Well, what do you have for vegan?" She said, "We have vegan chocolate." Well, I was sold at that point. It just got better when she told me it was cold pressed, because I realized that anytime you cook food at high temperatures, you're going to have all the nutrients just boil out. So I thought, wow, somebody finally figured out. Okay, well, I'll buy a box. And so I bought a box. And her parting shot was eat it 3 times a day, 1 in the morning, 1 at noon, 1 at night. She didn't have to tell me twice.
Yeah.
Okay, and I tasted it, how they sweeten it. The main sweeteners are acai berries and blueberries. So I eat it. After about 3 weeks, I felt like the Tin Man and the Wizard of Oz, where my shoulder started loosening up, and today it's pain-free. And I don't do any painkillers. And one other question I asked was, I met a dentist who loves the chocolate, and I asked him, "Do I have to take my toothbrush if I'm going to be eating this chocolate all day?" He said, "Actually, I would recommend, as a dentist, I would recommend that you brush your teeth and then eat the chocolate." And I'm like, what? Boy, that's a paradigm shift. Well, as we get older, we develop pockets. There have been university studies. One was at the University of Utah, where they actually, with this chocolate, came to the conclusion that this actually helps to close the pockets. I went and had my teeth cleaned 2 weeks ago, and the dentist is like, OMG, because he remembers the pockets, and there's zero pockets. So I'm pretty happy about it. Now, what makes this different? And I'll tell you a little bit more. Okay, when my shoulder started loosening up, and I started realizing, wow, there's something here, something amazing. I went and looked at Trader Joe's, I went to Whole Foods, and I couldn't find this particular chocolate, the cold pressed chocolate, because what I could find there was cooked chocolate, and it might be 80%, 90% cacao, but if it was cooked, what good was it? So anyway, we'll make some assumptions. I have a little picture here. It says, everybody loves chocolate. Would everybody agree?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just about.
We have a normal crowd here. Okay. Chocolate, if anybody is interested, it actually grows on trees. So, goodness grows in trees, money grows in trees. Well, it literally does. The chocolate pod's about that big, and what you do is you cut it open and you take the beans out of there. They have this white froth around them. So what they do in a lot of the chocolate, the best chocolate in the world, comes in out of Africa. They send it to Belgium where they produce it, and that's where this is produced. It's a Belgian chocolate. But over the years, people have added sugar. When you think about it, you could take a piece of broccoli and eat it raw, and it's like a superfood. But if you were to take that same broccoli and you were to boil it for an hour and then add a lot of cream, a lot of cheese, a lot of sour cream cheese, it's still broccoli, but okay, well that's what we've done, our modern society has done with chocolate. So what this company has done is they have basically restored chocolate back to the way the ancient Aztecs used to have it. So it's called Xocai. The XO is the ancient Aztec word for chocolado. And then who here has heard of the acai berry? Okay, really good for you. Why is it good for you? Antioxidants. You know what? Acai berry is the second highest antioxidant in the world. You know what number one is?
Blackberry.
Blueberry. Cold pressed cacao. Blueberry is number 4. Cold pressed cacao is number 1. So they mix the cacao with the blueberries and the acai berries, and you have the antioxidants are just off the chart. Anybody hear of the super drinks? Like, have you heard of goji berries, noni? Okay, this chocolate has about 10 times the antioxidants. Okay.
Oh,
And it's chocolate.
Mike Louie's calling again.
Okay, that's fine. One of the downsides to the chocolate you buy in stores is that it's cooked, so it doesn't give you the antioxidants that you need. Now, here's another interesting fact. One piece of the pieces are about this big, and by the way, everybody's going to get one. I brought enough for everybody. One piece has the equivalent in antioxidants of a big, huge raw spinach salad, half-pound bag of spinach salad. Yeah. So if you're into antioxidants, if you think blueberries, for one of our pieces of chocolate, you just gobble those things down, blueberries, and then you think, well, the antioxidants, right? And they're good too. However, our chocolate, one piece of our chocolate has about 8 cups of blueberries. Okay. Yeah. So let's see. It's just a really interesting thing. So the company has been around, Xocai has been around since 2005, and they're about 8 years old, and they started out and they've been growing. Chocolate's a $78 billion industry in the United States. This is the only healthy version of it. And so that's why they report them in Newsweek, USA Today, Time Magazine. Bill O'Reilly, they even have a sports drink. Bill O'Reilly, the news guy, the company didn't know he was going to do this. And he gets on his show. You can actually Google it, see it on YouTube. And he says, see this drink right here was the cacao drink they have, sports drink. He said, America has a drinking problem. I'm not talking about alcohol. It's about Cokes and Pepsis. This drink by Xocai, it's a super high antioxidant drink. And they just got flooded with orders. So now they don't offer this in stores. What we do is we book chocolate parties. And I remember when Diana, right here with me, she was the one who I met at the trade show. And she lives out here. And so I said, Diana, I'm going to be going to Orange County. Can you come with me? And so here's the funny thing, though. She said, well, maybe you want to do this as a little side job. And I said, I'm up at 4 every day. I mean, I run hard. That's why I have to monitor my energy levels. I said, no, I just don't think so. And she said, what I mean by work is we do chocolate parties. And then she told me, she said, we're going to actually have a Belgian chocolate convention in Reno. That was like about 3 weeks later. I was so there. It was like heaven on earth. So, but we do these little chocolate parties. We book them in. We just have a lot of fun. And so everything I'm saying here, it sounds great, but it's contingent on one thing.
Are you talking about antioxidants? Does it have vitamins?
Yes, chocolate does, and they have a chocolate meal replacement because they started noticing people started losing weight eating the chocolate. So people wrote into the company that said, you know what if you came out with a chocolate meal replacement? It actually had protein and vitamins in it, and so they actually have that. That was the one that was in the doctor's journal, American Journal of Bariatric Medicine. So,
You made no reference to calories.
okay. Now, interesting thing. Everything has calories in it. Depending on the piece of chocolate, like there'll be about 31, 32 calories, some of them, but some of them are a bit bigger, some of them are smaller. I'm not necessarily a calorie watcher as much as I am, what the ORAC is. ORAC is the count of antioxidants. Now, this isn't the company Xocai saying it. This is actually Brunswick Lab where the USDA gets tested. So, but it is lower calorie. You know why? I'll tell you a little secret. My wife is type 1 diabetic. She has to shoot insulin when she eats. I brought her home this chocolate. I said, hey, I read a sign that said diabetic-friendly chocolate. She said, we'll see. So she tested her blood sugar, and she ate 3 pieces, and her blood sugar held. To me, that was powerful. And so now, nothing out there. I mean, if you eat enough of everything, it's going to raise your blood sugar. So you can eat whatever, and it's going to raise your blood sugar. However, this, I try to do that with piece of C's candy. I mean, the C's just spikes it because there's no refined sugar in this. So it's, to me, it's the perfect food. I personally, I start my day out. For 3 years, I've been drinking that shake every morning for 3 years. I don't get flavor fatigue with that. I mean, imagine if you had to start your day eating the same thing over and over again. I think all of us have gone through that. You know, you maybe have bacon and eggs, then you'll switch to ham, then you'll switch to something else. But I have personally never had something for 3 years in a row, and I don't get tired of it. So I have a shake every day, and I eat chocolate. To be honest, I probably have about 7-8 pieces a day. It keeps my energy levels up, keeps the weight off, and I just a happy temper. Huh?
What is the sweetener that you use? If it's an actual sweetener.
Okay, it's acai berries and blueberries, and then they will do a little bit of raw cane sugar, like the, you know, the agave is real popular. Yeah, so they don't no refined sugars in it. Yeah, which is a plus. That's why diabetics it's a very diabetic friendly thing. And dentists, that's why I met the dentist, and he said, you know, I would suggest you try and see. And I went to the dentist, and my dentist now, this is 3 years later, he's like, oh man, your teeth are really, I mean, they're the healthiest I've ever seen them. So.
Where's it made?
Belgium.
Oh, it
Yeah,
is?
it's a Belgian chocolate.
And where do you buy it now?
Oh, you know what?
Just happen to have an order for you.
Yeah. Well, I've got Diana, because I'm a really super busy guy, with the landscape, and so Diana will, I'll flow things to her, and so she's like my answer person, where to get it from. However, if anybody here wants to do a chocolate party, what we do there is we'll show like a 15-minute video on the medicinal benefits of chocolate, and then we do chocolate that you can actually sample all the different chocolates. Today, I didn't bring everything because I've just got a little bag here, but I've got enough for everybody to at least try a piece and then see if you like it.
What are the kinds?
Okay, one has orange. It's got a lot of omega oils in it and flaxseed. So it's a really great tasting chocolate with orange. Orange and chocolate is really fabulous. Another one. Has anybody here heard of probiotics?
Sure.
Okay, we actually have a chocolate with probiotics in it. And the probiotics are, well, I don't need to explain to you, but it's actually a better delivery system than other items out there that people take probiotics with, stomach problems and so on. Okay?
They're not cooked either then.
No.
That's
Yeah, exactly. Okay, and then another one is just a deep, dark, decadent chocolate. And one is it's a dark chocolate, but it's a little lighter chocolate, has a nutty taste to it. And then so many people wrote in and said, well, what if we're not into the health thing? What if, could you look into making a milk chocolate? So they have one item. They Googled what's the biggest selling chocolate here in the U.S. It's the peanut butter cup. So they have the world's first healthy chocolate peanut butter cup. Yeah. They have the first product they came out with was a liquid. Actually, it's a powder. It's like in a bottle. You mix hot water with it, and you shake it up real good, put it in your refrigerator, and you can take shots. They're like chocolate shots. And then they have the shake. That's the one if you specifically want to lose weight. I met a guy who's lost 130 pounds plus just with the shake. So it's just a phenomenal, life-changing product. So, I can't forget this because I'm really big into health and so on. People are concerned right now with GMOs and what's going on in the world of eating and the stuff that we intake. Now what the biggest organ in our body is. It's our skin. Your skin sucks in pollutants. It sucks in everything. Well, this company I think came out with something I think eventually is going to be bigger than chocolate. Who here has ever worn makeup before? Okay, so.
Oh, no.
So cosmetic industry is huge. You actually intake things into your body. Bottom line, this has been worked on for a long time by a cosmetics company. There's something you're going to be hearing that's going to get really big. It's called neurocosmetics. You've heard how if you eat aluminum, that is linked to like Alzheimer's and our brain. I mean, when your brain goes, man, you're done. Well, they've actually found a way to put the cacao, the high antioxidants, into a skin cream that your body will suck up, and it'll go into the brain and help the brain. It's called neurocosmetics. Is anybody interested in that? Okay. Okay. Now, as a landscaper, I'm a real manly guy. I'm going to be using this cream. Yeah, believe me, because I'm really into health and wellness. So anyway, I would love to know who wants to try a piece of healthy chocolate. Okay. Thought you'd never ask. Okay, so let's go ahead and I've got an assortment of but this will at least give you an idea of what it tastes like. And if anybody wants to, they could go ahead and we can maybe do a little sign-up sheet, and we'll have Diana follow up, and yeah, we'll just give everybody a piece. Now, I've got these like probiotics. It's a very smooth chocolate. I got the one with orange. I got the dark decadent here.
Save me an orange.
Okay. Okay. So we'll go ahead and we'll.
But the orange has actually omega-3 in it.
Okay.
And it's plant-based.
That's what I want to know.
Yeah. Okay, so let's go ahead here. At least this will give you and then if anybody's interested in doing a chocolate party, we can actually.
I have a question. Is that
Sure.
the orange?
Oh no, let me give you an orange right here. There you go.
Thank you.
That's the nugget. This is the number one. Oh, that's okay. We'll go ahead. I do. I have a. It's on the internet.